know the vibes. Rocking out with yours truly, Showtime Sizzle. I am the sauce. I'm not gonna stay on that long, you know me. Mr. Kill two birds with one stone. But I just put something out there quick. And I'm gonna start, like I said, I'm gonna start doing more of these. When I see a certain narrative that I know is a narrative, right? That I know is like bad programming, right? I gotta come on here and clean it up, man. I gotta clean it up, right? And I say that respectfully. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people, right, in regards talk about Frank Martin, Shakur Stevenson. Yes, we have to hype up the fight. We have to build up the fight. But to say that Frank Martin is going to be dangerous, right? I think this is a little out there, right? And I'm gonna say why, man. And this has nothing to do with Frank Martin, right? But everything to do with Frank Martin. Hopefully y'all are catching the sauce, right? So Frank Martin is gonna be dangerous. I don't think so. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't think so. This fight, if it lands in November, because the 2 dates that we have, November and December, right? If it lands in November, Earl Spencer's already signed on for his rematch. I think I might have to move the pile a little bit, but I'll do it later. I won't do it now. But so if they have this rematch, right? The rematch is going to be in December, right? Frank Martin is going to fight Shakur either November, December. We just seen what happened with Frank Martin's last fight and the workload of Derrick James. Are you following the source now? So I feel that Frank Martin will be training himself. I know you guys are like, no, Derrick will be training him. Yes, Derrick is his trainer, but will Derrick be training him if he has to get Earl Spence ready for the rematch? If he has to also, you know what? I'm not gonna dump right here. One thing about this thing, you can feel when it's not on a level playing ground, and that's what that was right there. So let me adjust it. But yes, so will he be ready? Right? Will Frank Martin be ready? That's why I posed that question, because it's like, bro, you're heading into a big fight. These narrative pushing content creators are saying you're going to be dangerous. I don't think you're going to be dangerous. I don't think you're going to be ready, because your coach has a lot on the plate right now. He's training Charlo, so you're getting ready, right? You got to be in the gym too right now, right? Is that a fair assessment to say that he should be in the gym as well, right? But is he in the gym? Inquiring minds want to know. He probably is, but I guarantee he's not in the gym with his coach, because his coach's main focus right now, like I said, it most likely is Canelo Alvarez, right? And what the coach being concerned with Canelo Alvarez, right? I think that us to, you know, the fact that, you know, Jermell Charlo is the key focus. So Frank Martin, whose fight hasn't been the date hasn't been announced, but Charlo's date is approaching. Charlo's date is at the end of the month, right? Now, I didn't even add in the fact that, you know, there are rumors circulating that maybe Ryan Garcia could be fighting in October, right? So, isn't Derrick James also training Ryan Garcia? So will Frank Martin be ready? See, these are some of the things people should talk about, man. instead of like trying to just, you know, pump propaganda. And that's what a lot of content creators do, man. I noticed that they pump a lot of propaganda for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, call a spade a spade. Like, is this dude gonna be ready? You know, is he gonna be ready? Like, we seen what happened with Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. This is the same type of deal for me, man. Because Shakur Stevenson was getting Bud Crawford ready. He was one of Bud Crawford's chief sparring partners for that for the whole Earl Spence fight, right? Now we have to believe that these two will probably working again, getting him ready for Frank Martin, right? He'll probably get some rounds in with Bud, being that Bud is a switcher, the Bud can fight southpaw. So we know Shakur is going to be ready, but is Frank Martin going to be ready? Right? Later for all this, the narratives that he's dangerous or he's this, he's that. Is he going to be ready? Is what I want to know. I gotta build this air pressure up. Let's get this air pressure built up. I'm gonna write this motherfucker up at the end of the day. There it goes, see? Top of the morning, WCS. See, we doing system check real quick. The air pressure drops. I'll just, you know, this will be a write-up tonight. But yes, will Frank Martin be ready, right? Later for what these guys are pumping that he's going to be dangerous, this, that, and the third. I don't see him being dangerous. I see him being an unprepared fighter. Because like I said, Derek James is training Charlo right now. It is alleged that Ryan Garcia is going to be coming back in October. Frank Martin is looking at November, possibly December. Earl Spence has the rematch clause. So will Frank Martin be ready? Later for the narratives about him being dangerous. Will he be ready? You know, he's not facing that guy that he just faced. He's facing Shakur Stevenson, right? A silver medal Olympian, right? Southpaw. He's facing Shakur Stevenson, a former unified champion, 2-division champion. He's not facing an ordinary opponent. So, miss me with that. He's going to be dangerous. No, his opponent is very dangerous. Not only is he dangerous, his opponent is going to be prepared. But will Frank Martin be prepared? Because I'm going off of his last performance. I'm going off of his coach's last couple of performances as far as preparing his fighters for the task at hand, which they were not up to par. Frank included, yes. Frank is included in this assessment. You know, AJ and EJ. So is that a fair assessment? Right? Will Frank Martin be ready? Later for he's dangerous. It's not going to go the way you guys think it is. I think it's going to go the way Crawford Spence went, to be honest. But like I say over here, hey, what do I know? So he's dangerous. Dangerous to who? Dangerous to himself, because he's probably in the gym right now training by himself. Unless he's with Derek and Charlo. Right? Is that a fair assessment? Is that a fair assessment? Because like I said, I know we have to help build this fight up, and you know, shout out to Ellie Sepek. I seen Ellie did the interview and I heard Shakur's language, and when he said that Frank Martin said he had knocked Shakur Stevenson out, and Shakur said, I don't think he believes that himself. That's a fact. I don't think so either. Like, you gotta sell the fight though. But it's like, dog, who have you knocked out of a Shakur Stevenson level? Who? I sound like an owl right now. Who? He needs to go dumb, but I think this is Rob. Yeah, Rob has no idea. You see the tracks he's leaving? Rob is leaving hella tracks. You see, they got it sweeping all by the schools right now. That's why Rob is over here. I'm going down the mountain view. But I said, let me jump on and just give y'all some quick sauce, man. Because I noticed that is the, that's the protocol around here, right? You like to watch or listen to guys riding around. I'm doing something constructive right now, riding around. But I am giving y'all the gems, right? Is Frank Martin going to be ready, man? Is Derrick James going to have him prepared? Because like I said, the 2 dates that's out there, it might be a lot on Derrick James' plate, man. Whether it's November or December. Because now, I'm pretty sure he's not watching film on Shakur because he has Canelo, man. Canelo and Charlo. And he's on record as saying that he doesn't watch film. So, is that a fair assessment? Will Frank Martin be ready? Right? Will he be ready? No, I don't think he's gonna be ready, man. I don't think he's dangerous. I think he's a good fighter. I think TGB Promotions and Tom Brown and Al Heyman are allowing him to receive his biggest payday to date, So that's a good thing. But I think they just sending him out there to get slaughtered. Because they know that Frank is, the chances of him winning this fight aren't in their favor. Because I think if it was in their favor, right? But I always like to say, hey, what do I know, right? If it was in their favor, right? As a business person, as a conglomerate company, wouldn't you want the fight to be aired underneath your network, right? Is that a fair assessment to say, right? If you felt like you was the ace high or the high card, you wasn't the underdog, wouldn't you want the fight on your network, right? Your platform, right? Is that a fair assessment to say? I'm just trying to make sense of things now, Because I listen to everybody. I listen to everybody. Let me pull over right here. But I gotta do that piece over the bridge over there. Is that a fair assessment? Right? Because I want y'all to hear this before I close out, right? I said I'm gonna stay underneath 20 minutes today. So is that a fair assessment to say that if the people over there were confident, right? And shout out to Fred Hawthorne. I watched Fred last night. He kind of reiterated this, right? But if you watch my live, I really broke it down for y'all too, right? This is going to be a top-ranked ESPN fight. But my whole thing is, Frank Martin is a Premier Boxing, Al Heyman advised fighter underneath the Man Down Promotions, like they said in the article by Keith Idec. But yet, they're allowing the fight to take place on ESPN Top Rank. Now, the question that I am posing, since Frank Martin is so dangerous as being put out there, why are they letting such a dangerous fighter not fight on their platform? Right? Because they could have said, you know what, we're front the bill, right? Because that's what promoters do. Showtime, TGB, and them could have said, you know what, Frank is our guy, we're front the bill. So we can, televise the card, televise the fight, right? Is that how it works, right? I think so. I don't know. I'm just, know, I'm like every other YouTuber, content creator. I'm just on here talking about shit, gossiping, right? But I think that's how it works, right? If they would have put the money up, they would have had the rights to the fight, right? Something like that. Doesn't it work something like that, right? I think so. I don't know. I could be wrong, right? But hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, right? So what? Like the rest of these content creators, so what? But that's another thing that struck me. Like, damn, they're just willing to let Top Rank have this fight, but Frank is their god, you know? Because I did hear content creators saying that Shakur wanted to fight on Showtime and yada, 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 and all this other stuff. But I don't know. But can't wait. I can't wait till it's official. I'm here in November, man. I know that they got the 2 dates out there, and I'm here in November. But hey, what do I know? Also see Shakur, you know, say he knows the date. Let the people say it. That sounds familiar, slang and terminology. So we just have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see. But great fight nonetheless. I just think that when Shakur does what he does, I think Frank Martin will still be good, right? Because even though Frank Martin has the hype behind him, when Shakur does do what he does to him, they'll say that, you know, Frank was a contender, you know, making the attempt to become a world finalist. I would have really preferred to see him and Keyshawn Davis fight, man. But, you know, it is what it is. Shakur is up for the task, and Frank is up for the task. So be it. But we need to really put things into perspective. Yes, he's a good fighter. He's a dangerous fighter. But is he going to be dangerous, or will he be ready is the real question. Because like I said, his head trainer has a lot going on. Canelo. Then possibly Ryan in October. Then Frank in November or December. But the cherry on the Sunday, Earl. Like, you're coming off of the worst loss of his career. Only loss, but the worst loss. Like, he looked at like shit, to be honest with you. So you got to really put another whole game plan together. You got to do a lot of stuff, right, to get this guy ready. And in doing so, I think that you need to, you know, you need to focus on that task. So will Frank Martin be ready? You know, that's pretty much all I have for you with this sauce. Like, share, subscribe. You know, feel free to spread the sauce. Spread the word, man. Will he be ready? Is the question for the sauce. Will Frank Martin be ready? Because we know Derrick James has a lot on his plate. So will his fighter be ready? But with that being said, you know the vibes. It's the sauce. I holla.